So this is Darci's Corner. It's December 19th, 2022. Who knows? Could be my last Darci's Corner for this year, but probably not. Uh, so, once again, I'm going to work and potentially getting fired today. I don't know. Like 3 weeks ago, I finally got in touch with the HR people and said they're threatening to fire me all the time. They're driving me freaking crazy. Nobody's gendering me correctly, and I just don't feel like things are going right here. And after I did that, Human Resources contacted my managers and brought them into a little room for a change and said, hey, you're doing this, this, and this, and stop doing it. I'm guessing. I wasn't in the room. So that was great. But that particular Monday, as this was getting sorted out, I loaded another truck wrong. And I did. There was clerical errors that were made on the paper I was given, and I followed those errors, and that was the mistake. I should have caught that because I've been there long enough to know better. Okay. Yes, I made that mistake, but that's how it was written on the page, so that's what I did. That's my defense, which is unlikely to work. So maybe they'll put it as one more thing against me. Then again, this could be the thing that ends me. And I have no more influence. There's nothing more I can do to preserve my situation. I put every best foot forward and did my very best to defend my situation, my personal actions. So, will it be enough? It's not looking good for me. And the sad thing is, I found out about this as the ink was drying on my financing agreement for my new vehicle, which the payments are quite steep. So, I'm a little stressed about that. But I also made a very good contact with a hospital that's out of town here that needs a janitorial staff. And I turned it down initially because I thought I was staying where I'm at. And then, things have escalated. So I called them back and I said, so if you're still looking for somebody, and they said, well, that particular position has been filled, but there's another one that's opening up probably in January. Someone's got to go on maternity leave or something, or something to do with their health anyway. And so, any port in a storm. But I haven't officially been fired yet, or you can't come back to this facility and we're going to escort you off with security. That hasn't happened yet. Hopefully that doesn't happen. It drives me wild how often these guys threaten to fire me. And so, I do get numb to it after a while. I just don't, you stop flinching after a bit. Not that I'm not extremely concerned about it. I'm laughing and making jokes, but I gotta start this shit all over again. I gotta establish myself somewhere. Will the benefits be there? Who knows? If they are there, will it be good enough for me? Probably not. Cargyle does have, I'm not supposed to mention their name, but whatever. They do have an excellent benefits program, especially for gender non-conforming people. And I think they just got that because they thought no one was going to use it. There's like $24,000 or $25,000 sitting there available for me to use for gender affirming surgeries. Which I would really like to get that for my face and for my voice. If there's enough left over when it's all said and done, if I could get a bigger ass and a bigger chest, sign me up. But the face and the voice are really kind of what I need to put me on the other side. And then, then I'll have the challenges of finding work as a woman, I suppose. And, I just know that it's different. I don't know the dynamics. And my previous jobs don't necessarily lean myself towards traditional feminine roles, put it that way. Not that there haven't been women in all my jobs, but there hasn't been that many. There's not a whole lot of women pipeliners that you see, or welders, or working out in pipe crews and stuff. There's the odd one, but they're rare. Um, but whatever, I'll be me, which is what I want. But if I had my way, if I could arrange my life the way I want it right now, I would earn a living through hypnosis, through Reiki practices, and through my bees. Like, I could be a granola crunching hippie the rest of my life, and I'd be just fine as long as it could sustain, the roof over my head and, food in my tummy and, let me keep my dog. Then I could do those things. Unfortunately, I can't do those things to make enough money yet. It's like I'm so close, you know. I've done really well with my bees this year in terms of prepping them for the winter, and they're in a winter safe environment because it got them through April last year, but before they were always freezing. So now it's just a matter of are they fed enough, and we did a better job of that this year. We've got equipment built already, although I didn't get it painted. I didn't go get it last year. Sitting in Devon. I've paid for one of the hives. I got to pay for the other one. They're $500 a piece, and they're insulated, and they do very well at keeping the bees alive through the winter. If I can get a base stock of 12 hives through to the spring, then I'm laughing. Okay, I can turn 12 hives into 30 pretty freaking quick. Okay, I'll sell those 30 hives. Well, I'll sell 20 of them. Okay, right? And then keep the rest and just keep repeating that cycle and build up cash flow every year doing that. That's my plan. And then I'll use that cash that I generate from that to eventually put down money on a place of my own where I don't have to rely on strangers all the time. I need a place out in the country where I can live, where I can raise my bees, where I can be the authentic me and no one gives a crap because, like, the only thing out there are me and bees and maybe some sheep. That's what I want. That's what I'm shooting towards. I'm always so close to getting things started, right? If I can maintain steady employment for the next year, preferably 2 years, just doing what I'm doing, that's what I would do for the next 2 years. I would just work at the feed plant in my current occupation, building those things on the side. And then 2 years from now, like assuming that this coming spring, my 4 make it and I can turn them into 12, and I get those other 2 insulated hives, now I've got my apiary. Now it's just going to grow. And it'll be sustainable because it'll be from the stock from last year and last year and last year. And then I don't have to buy them from New Zealand anymore. I mean, I might still buy some from New Zealand. My plan this year is to buy 4 colonies from New Zealand, and turn the 4 that I have plus the 4 that I'm going to buy. That'll be 8, but I should be able to make 8 more right away. 8 more queens. And then I'll just sell my old queens that I just bought from New Zealand and the ones I had from last year. I'll have my 8 new queens that I will have made that will be mine. And I'm off to the races. Then it's just a matter of learning how to graft, which is another skill that I'm probably not going to attain this year, but I'm going to try. That's how Darci's life is going. So there's a 50-50 chance this morning when I go in, they pull me into a little room and say, "You've made your last mistake and this is why." And then that other job that I got lined up better freaking show up because I'll need it. I have a third opportunity where I can go get a Class 4 license and I can start Ubering people around cameras and to and from Edmonton, which I think I'm going to set that up as a informal shuttle service because Camrose doesn't have one, and we need one. And you know, people need to get to and from the big city sometimes, or to and from the airport. And those big commercial guys are hard to afford. Tell ya. I'm a lot more hopeful about my future though. Oh, and a little side note, I was sexually harassed the other day by my boss, and it was awesome. Now they weren't trying to sexually harass me, but what they said was, you should wear your makeup to work more often. It's easier to see you when you do that. And I'm like, my boss just gave me advice on how to be a woman at the office, which he's not supposed to do at all. And telling me to wear makeup, that's like sexual harassment. But I've been waiting for years to be sexually harassed, so I've never been happier. Isn't that weird? Anyway, Darcy's Corner. Peace.